Happy Sunday! Mike from Hound Dog Media here, and it's time for another episode of Con to Couch. With so many conventions delayed or canceled this year, we're bringing the best guests and coolest hangouts of that experience right to you in the comfort of your own home. It's time to break out the dice again and gather around the virtual tabletop. Tonight, we present part 2 of Buck Rogers' Dodgy Deals at the Exodus. When we last left off, our heroes discovered that the seemingly rogue Comet was actually a droid-controlled ship with a small fleet of fighter spacecraft. Ardala and Killer Kane seek to take advantage and profit from this situation, while Buck and Wilma look for a way to mitigate the threat to their Neo-allies. Cisca and Kate return to their previous roles as Ardala and Wilma, while we welcome Timothy Connolly and Brian Witt as Buck Rogers and Killer Kane. And now, here are your hosts, Che Parker and Flint Dilly.
All right, first up, tonight, Black Barney is played by Dan. Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start?
Sure, yes. I'm a long-time game designer in the entertainment video game industry, all the way back to Electronic Arts, through Crystal Dynamics, and to, if you guys know of Naughty Dog, I was one of the chief designers of Crash Bandicoot, Jack and Daxter, and Uncharted, also Overwatch for Blizzard, and now I'm at Niantic as a chief game designer working on Pokemon Go and Harry Potter and those types of games. Long-time fan. Way back in the day, I did some modules for Dragon Magazine as well.
See, this is why I told my daughter she should come on the show and meet Flint, who helped design Pokemon Go, and she could have met you tonight. And she's downstairs watching Beauty and the Beast on Disney Plus. So
nice.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, but you have to tell her I was the Beast too. My girlfriend at the time wrote the script for it, and finally on the back of the book she identified me.
That's priceless. Now my kids are really missing out. So, all right. So as we heard from Mike, the backstory from last week. So we shall begin. One of the things we've done with Buck Rogers this time around is, based from last game, we came up with character plot points, a whole sheet of what your characters have done, the allies they've made, and what's coming next. Oh, maybe not because it's blank. So don't screw it up. I'm looking at all you newbies on here. Dan is excused from that because he is an icon, but everyone else in here, well, Tim and Brian, better be good tonight. So... Kate, I will hunt her down at work, and she will pay if she screws it up. Cisca,
I'm safe.
I'm your IT guy, Jay. So
Yeah,
you better not come after me.
It's a pandemic. You can't piss off the IT people.
No, you can't.
So the other thing is we've added fighter pilot to Wilma's character, so now she can fly rockets. But guess what? It won't matter tonight because we're not doing rocket battles tonight. Oh, such tragedy. So
that you know of.
Yeah.
Well, we almost didn't have the Black Barney, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I don't have to worry about like this blow stuff up from orbit. It's like because no one's gonna let Black Barney on Luna, so I'm like, oh, perfect. No, you guys had to work extra hard to get Dan on the show, so now we have Black Barney. So good thing is, Dan, you can do whatever the heck you want because it's a good character. All right, so last week. But what are we going to do? It's Black Barney. I mean, he freaking ripped the head off Tweaky last week.
I mean, he's a good character, but I'm really not sure he's like good aligned character.
I don't know. I wrote a description for him, and then Mike's like, I don't know if that's going to work. And then Flint's like, I don't think that's like, yeah, but Flint, isn't that how you described him? Yeah, but it's kind of like this. I'm like, all right, well, then we just changed it around a little bit. It's not a big deal. So
Black Barney is efficiently amoral. That's the beauty of it all.
Well, I mean, Black Barney was definitely a bad guy. Then Buck beat him in a fight and kind of is, rehabbing him. But Black Barney will slip into his old ways if untended. But I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't say he serves evil if that's our definition of good and evil. I mean, he just, is a pirate, and pirates things.
He's like the unscrupulous version of Han Solo.
Yeah, with a little bit of Chewbacca thrown in just because he's kind of...
And coming from video games, I can handle that. Yeah.
Okay, so this game will be split into two segments because we're now at a point in the game where Kane and Ardala are off away from the main group, and Buck and Wilma are also away from the main group with Black Barney. So we're going to start on Psych, where we left off last time. So Buck, Wilma, and Black Barney return to the rocket shipyard. The chief engineer and the flight officers come up to you and they're like, Buck, we've actually found the device that knocked out the rockets. You have to see this.
You found it? Show it to me right away.
So they escort you down to a vault. And they crack it open, and there is this weird-looking sphere with little legs, like a little tripod. It's got some interesting markings on it. Black Barney, you see it, and you actually recognize one of the symbols on it, and it is a signature of an engineer from Luna that you may or may not have had some intricate dealings with back in the day. And your first officer, he's standing next to you, and he just kind of like, hey, isn't that?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I think we should use it.
I think this has something to do with Luna. Let's take this in for closer examination. Is there a laboratory nearby?
The chief engineer looks at you guys. He's like, there's no way you're opening this thing that knocked out the entire, or to all our rockets on this planet. You take it somewhere else and get it out of here. And then find out who commissioned to have this thing built. We almost had a comet hit the planet because we couldn't launch our defenses.
And Barney, do you mind explaining it to me, what exactly this is? Because you seem to recognize it, and this is foreign to me.
So much of what this is, I did not understand myself because those that knew more, I killed before they told me enough.
Fair enough. I won't ask any more questions.
Wilma, we should inform the New Earth organization about this.
The first mate looks at you there, Black Barney. It's like, yeah, but didn't we almost buy a nuke from that guy last week? I mean, the plates for the ship?
A nuke?
Yeah. No, it was plates. It was a great plate. It had like little mushroom clouds on it. It was a matching set for the officer's cabin. Yes, the officer. Right? I'm sorry, Skipper. Right? Yeah. See.
Where there are mushroom clouds, there is power. It's something we can use.
Well, this sounds like it might be the right kind of ammunition that we need. Wilma, what should we do?
I definitely think we should look further into this. I'm really not sure how to proceed if it might knock out everything around us, considering what it did to those rockets. I think we honestly should find some way to figure out more about this. I know Black Barney doesn't have a lot of information because he killed the person that had the information, but there must be something he knows. I'm going to turn and look at Black Barney.
As I said, this is something we can use. I say we take this with us and keep it close. Power like this is useful in all kinds of situations.
Useful how? Like ending lives or getting us out of trouble?
Let's just call it persuasion.
The first mate looks at you. He's like, "Do you want me to call him on Luna and make sure he's still at the Exodus, or do you want me to wait? You don't want you to do it yourself?"
I think I'll take care of that myself. There's no need for you to worry about such things.
I'm sorry, I don't answer to you. You're no. I answer to the skipper. You are not the skipper. You don't even dress like the skipper. Skipper has style. Look at the mask. Look at you. You look like something out of an antique like fashion model show. He is the real thing.
Well, then perhaps I will defer to the real thing. Skipper, what should we do?
He's talking to you, sir. And the first mate bumps you there, Black Barney.
Sorry.
Skipper? Sorry, Black Barney. What should we do?
Let's take this with us and move it where we can to safety. I think we can use this at the moment.
How much does it weigh?
It weighs as much as 4 cats that are waterlogged after a day in the swamp.
Don't worry, I can move it. I'm heavy. It's heavy, but I can carry it.
Let's take that with us for sure. Don't want to leave anything like this laying around where it might fall into the wrong hands. That would be disastrous.
It's also nice that it's in the right hands.
Agreed.
It looks great in your hands too, Skipper. It looks great in your hands.
Now, if I remember right, me and Buck saw the station that we were on before. It was supposed to self-destruct, but it didn't.
Yep.
So shouldn't we go back and take a look at that? I would assume something must have gone wrong.
Oh, but it outran you guys. Remember, it vanished.
Oh, that's
The
right.
weird cloud.
Forgot it vanished.
Yeah, it vanished. So there will be no going after the comet, aka Robot Factory that, Tweaky was running. So, or Tweaky Doc, as he's called in the book.
Meaning.
Yeah, pretty much. So the first mate's like, so are we going to Luna to go meet up with the engineer, or are we gonna like just hang out here?
Yeah, let's go to Luna. I don't know what else we can do with this, but we need to find out more information.
The first mate's like, excellent, fire the rockets, let's get going. And he pulls out his saber and he's like, all hands on deck for the skipper. And he goes running. So all your pirates there, Black Barney, go running on the ship, and they're all like, yeah. They charge on, and the flight officer's like, he does know that you can't bring a battleship down to Luna, right?
Is there some way we can get it down a different way?
On a shuttle that's not on a rocket that's not armed with lots of weapons.
How about me and Bucks? Could we fit Black Barney on with us? I know we have like an extra.
There's a
It's like a cargo area.
Compartment behind where you sit, Wilma. Just big enough for Black Barney.
I'll get behind you and go with you.
Matter of fact, Wilma, now that you can fly a rocket, you can just put Buck in your old seat, and you can fly the rocket instead.
Yippee!
And those two can have a moment to themselves in the back.
Aww.
Because there's obviously, between Black Barney and Buck anyways, there's tension. So while they're sitting there flexing their muscles going, my hair's more fair, you can be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll drive.
All right. So you're all headed to Luna to go investigate. And Black Barney, the first mate, will actually follow behind, but he can't land because the rules on Luna, no warships. Otherwise, they start opening fire on whatever planet you came from. All right, let's go to Kane. Let's see. That'd be Brian. All right, Kane. So last week, everyone fled off the Comet, aka Robot Factory. The Robot Factory, who's a tinker engineer, told you that he could actually make the factory work, and you don't need to blow it up. And he shuts off the self-destruct for you. And you've now taken off with a Robot Factory. But as about a week goes by, you realize that the factory's useless because Ardala, when she was pulling out a chip, happened to pull the mainframe data chip that had all the information on how to make the factory work. So now you've got a useless Robot Factory. So you have reached out to an arbiter and asked if there's someone that you could either sell this factory to, or if you could buy the information you needed to run the factory. So you have found that you've got this arbiter, and he's told you to meet you at the Exodus on Luna. He has possibly found a buyer for you or the product that you seek.
I see. Well, now, so they tell me you may have a solution for our little problem here. What can you tell me about it?
Well, what we have is we have a possible buyer of your factory. If that does not work, they are willing possibly to sell you the materials you need to run the factory. I will facilitate a parley back and forth to make sure that we can come up with a mutual agreement that you can agree on. And I sound so redundant. It does not matter because this is just a podcast game.
Fair enough, fair enough. And what sort of prices are we speaking of here before we jump in feet first, as it were?
Well, the way I see it, sir, is you don't have much of a choice. It's either you do business with this person or you are SOL.
Well, I wanted to know how much we're talking about here. Just so I have a little bit of
I will be
advanced
taking
knowledge.
a percentage of whatever you make, and you'll still be satisfied and not be living in back alleys. But I promise
Good
you, the person that we'll be dealing with has grade A material of what you need, or they might be willing to give it up if you make it that's too much of a hassle for them to run.
And what can you tell me about this person?
I cannot tell you anything because that is not how the business works.
Of course.
At the Exodus, they do not require names, they require the credits.
Naturally. But you can't blame me for asking. Every little advantage helps.
No, Mr. Kane, we can't. But we also cannot be shysters. We take pride in our business. So please, come to the Exodus and let us talk.
Very well, very well.
Now, my question to you is, Kane, are you to bring the factory with you to Exodus, or are you going to take a rocket to Exodus? You still have your rocket on board the factory.
I don't think it's wise to bring to drop every ace right on the table right out of the gate. So,
okay.
And I don't believe that Kane would do such a thing. He's no fool.
All right. The foreman's like, "I got it. We're in charge while you're gone, sir."
Very good. Let me know if there are any issues, problems, etc.
Aye,
Ardala, please join me. Ardala, if you would.
Ardala, on the other hand, last week you left the robot factory with all the Tinker engineers, with all the people that run the place. And so you have this great data chip, and a week's gone by, and you're like, what am I going to do with this? And then one of the Tinkers goes, well, man, you need a robot factory to run it. So you probably ought to go buy a robot factory. We can help set it up with your data chip, but you still have to have a factory.
Fair enough. And where do you suppose I could find a factory?
Well, find an avatar, and he will help you, ma'am.
Very good point. So, why don't you worry about optimizing my ship systems while I go find an arbiter?
Yes,
After I earn your keep.
Systems! And they all march off to optimize the systems. So you reach out to an arbiter. The arbiter responds, yes, we have a robot factory that is currently up for sale. Or they might be willing to buy the item that you have that you currently consider useless. That would be up to you. Please come to the Exodus on Luna, and we shall conduct our business there.
One, I don't view what I have as useless. I know it has value. So I will be there. However, please make sure that appropriate accommodations are made. I am the Princess of Mars.
The arbiter sort of sounds like he might have chuckled for a moment, but it's hard to tell. Okay. So that is where we're at in the game. Everyone is now on the way to Luna, or going to be at Luna very shortly. So that brings us to Act 2, or AKA...
To Mars? No.
Oh, no, we're going to Luna. We're not going to Mars. All right.
Now,
So...
do they know anything about what's going on in Luna or Mars, for that matter? Have you given that backstory?
No, but actually, Flint, why don't you give them a quick briefing on Luna and Mars?
I mean, yeah, because the whole world has been developed here. All right, I'm stepping outside of the drama. I'll be gone in 30 seconds.
Flint, the disembodied voice.
Yeah, Flint, the disembodied voice. Okay, Flint will embody himself here. I just was so horrified I see myself on camera. All right, I'm now embodied. Okay, so Mars is basically owned by a corporation that's turning more and more into an oligarchy and a corrupt organization. It's Russo-American Mercantile. Run that through around for a minute. We came up with this in 1988, 87. So that's what's happening in Mars. Luna, I don't know what the state of Luna is now that it's now 30 years later, 32 years later. What is it now?
So Luna is pretty much the entire moon's been developed. There's like they basically deal in technology and money. So remember the banking federation there, or whatever it was from the prequels from Star Wars, where they had all the money and they were paying for this separatist movement. That's what the Lunarians have, but they also have the weapons. So they dropped meteors and asteroids onto Earth and destroyed an
Like the
entire
Expanse
fleet of
book.
Martian ships because the Martians and the humans were having themselves a little squabble, and they brought it to the moon, and the Lunarians weren't going to have it, and they completely wrecked on them. So everyone knows that you don't mess with Lunarians. They're all armed. Even though they're not armed with anything fancy, they're armed, and they deal with money. They're the bankers. They are the people that you do business with to make wars happen, and they double deal. So they're like, hey, we'll sell something to Neo. Oh, we're selling it to Mars too. That's okay because we have two of them, so each of you get one. So they're set apart from the conflict, and everyone knows. I mean, actually, like Anaheim and Gundam, where they deal to Xeon and to the Fetties. So that's actually fun. That's kind of scary. That's actually pretty much what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And Prince Sardala will probably be very interested eventually when we get to Mercury, because that's the energy barons. And so, you're in basically the Saudi Arabia of whatever. Okay, all right. I'll be
going home.
I just wanted to do a little bit of world explanation. I'm now gone. Bye.
Thank you. That was good.
All right. That's right. So we got Flint today. He's doing our color. I can't remember what he called it.
I'm kind of the John Madden of this, if that reference means anything to me. Anyway.
Well, you better get a pixel icon if you're going to do John Madden.
Yeah.
Nice little
It's
Sega
just
Genesis
Tom
version.
Exposition.
Okay. So, Black Barney, you're actually familiar with the person who built the device. His name is Kessler. He's a Lunarian engineer. He's known for building really exotic things, and he has a passion for archaeology. So he'll frequently go to other worlds and go to dig sites, and then like months later he'll have some like crazy device he's built. Now it is true, you did try to try to buy a nuclear weapon from him because he had been down on Earth and they dug up a nuclear missile silo, but unfortunately the deal did not fall through because you realize that using a nuke probably was not going to get you any love for any side that you're busting. Not to mention you nuke something, it's useless, and that's not how you roll as a pirate. So you set up the meeting at the Exodus. Kelsner tells you to just meet him there, and he'll be at his usual table. So he has a table. I'll describe the Exodus in a minute here. Kane and Ardala, you also get to Luna and to the Exodus as well. So let's talk about the Exodus real quick. It's located at the Plato Starport, which is a Class B starport on Luna. It's considered a place to conduct business that is dodgy. In other words, if you're shady and sketchy, this is where you do your work. You do your business. Gangsters and shysters from all over the solar system come here to make deals. From arms trades to selling worlds, nothing is off limits. Lunarians facilitate transactions through their banks and take a small cut. That's usually 25%. The club isn't much of a club, however. The music is broadcast via speakers, and the only performances are holographic ones from singers so far back that Buck Rogers would recognize them.
That's old.
The interior is just one large room. So as all of you walk in there at your own leisure and stuff, it's a very large room. Oh, we have a commercial break? Let me describe this, and we can have the commercial break. If I'd known, I would have sang, done a musical number.
Aw.
Next time, Mike, let's get some lyrics down so we can advertise for you. Well, let's see. The interior is just one large room with fancy white and silver walls, a set of tables, and a front desk. There are 15 white circular tables in the Exodus, which are presumed to all be bugged, and they each seat 5. Each is surrounded by soundproof glass, which also doubles as a video screen. This offers all the privacy that is needed. To use this, hi kitty, no. See, Kate, it's not just your cat.
Mine's sleeping. He's a good boy.
To use this feature of the privacy, it costs you an additional 10% cut of whatever business that you do. However, if you don't, yeah, that's right. Which means even if you don't bother, you still have to pay them for the service. To use this feature, costs additional 10%. If used, the glass rises from the floor. The Exodus Club has a small dining menu, mostly club foods, but it's not bad. It only costs you 1% of your profit from any transaction. However, there are those that camp out at the Exodus that sit there and pretend to do business only so they can eat for free. There's no security at the club because people know not to cause trouble. Besides, if something were to happen, just about every Lunarian within earshot would draw on you and you'd be screwed. The owner of the Exodus is unknown. No one who knows who it is. Some speculate that it's a branch office of the Lunarian Bank that prefers to go incognito instead of openly advertising that they're actively facilitating very dangerous and illegal deals, far past just supplying for Neo and RAM. So that is the Exodus. So, Mike, go ahead and do your commercial.
Okay, we'll lead off with the Kickstarter campaign here from Charles Moore, and this one is called Dark Deity. It's got a promo video, and I'll go ahead and get that queued up right now. And unlike last night on my other stream, I'll actually put the audio on, so everybody should be able to hear that.
So yeah, that's a Kickstarter from the next student of mine and a friend of my son's. Well, we said we'd run that. Oh, it's not over.
Yeah, let's see. We've got. Looks like we got a little more, and I'll drop a link to that in the YouTube comments as well, so anybody who might be interested in backing that can go check that out.
Yeah, because that's something we're starting to do in the show is to give the players a little bit of a break and also run interesting stuff we see.
Hi, my name is Chip Moore, and I'm the game director for Dark Deity. 2 months ago, we launched our first trailer, which you just saw. As a small team and first-time developers, the response we've gotten has been nothing short of incredible. Your support has influenced the game in ways we can't wait to show off. Many of you expressed excitement over what we already had, but a lot of your feedback was also constructive. This has allowed us to take a look at all the things we can do better. From this point on, everything we show will be brand new, and all of it was directly influenced by the games community. I hope you enjoy.
Return to the sands! Magnificent! Whenever you need me.
So it shall be. Do not oppose me! Glory to the exiled.
It's over now! They didn't stand a chance. Nice.
All right, and that is Dark Deity, and we'll drop a Kickstarter link in that. Back to you, Jay.
Geez, I think I'm going to have to see if my daughter will be interested in that, she could do some live streams of that. That actually looks really cool.
Sure does.
And I don't play video games anymore other than Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. So, and Gundam, because Gundam's happening. My daughter plays Pokemon Go, so don't worry, Flint and Dan. She's definitely making sure you're making money off of me somewhere.
Yeah, that Kickstarter had kind of a nice. Dan was saying that it adds kind of a nice ultimate reminder feel.
Yeah, Jay, just let me know sometime through the show when you find another sort of commercial breakable time that works for you. We do have one more, but just find it when it looks like everybody needs a little bit of it.
I will wait until
I will admit that looked like the perfect present for members of my family, because the only games I have any time to play are Pokemon Go and Wizard United. I'm a dork.
You're a dork like we all are. It's a wonderful thing.
Aren't we all here?
I'm not a dork. Heck with you guys.
I miss my dorky time where I felt more normal because I got more cons. So,
as Chris Metzen always says at Blizzard, embrace your inner nerd.
What's this normal thing?
Right.
All right.
Normal isn't fun.
I miss my home planet. Okay.
That was a great commercial break.
I miss your home planet too.
Mike, just remind me
we all miss my home planet. It has 85,000 geeks at it.
All right. So in order to keep this at 2 hours or less than 2 hours, next week we'll be doing this another format, or not next week, the week after we'll have a different format. So, all right. So, blah 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 blah. Okay. So Black Barney, Kate and Wilma. So you guys land at Luna and you make your way to the Exodus. So it's everything on Luna is super high tech. Mm-hmm. So imagine like like Coruscant, but not so polluted. So they've learned how to deal with their pollution and make it look pretty. So you get to the Exodus. It doesn't look like anything super fancy. It almost looks like a big white box made of metal. And you walk inside, and it does look kind of cool. Kelsinger is actually sitting over at a table at the far end of the club, and he sees Black Barney, and he's like, he waves his hand up. Kelsinger is a Lunarian, so Lunarians are kind of shorter, sunken eyes. The irony to this is, in the Buck Rogers book, it says they have a triangle on their forehead. However, on the artwork for Lunarian, there is no triangle on the forehead. The triangle is on the forehead of the Ram people instead, the Martians. So I don't know what happened over at TSR.
From 30 years ago, we won't worry about it.
It's funny. Is that going to be an excuse for everything? Is that why Mike doesn't come on the show either? Because y'all worried we're going to call you out for this?
I am not going to draw a triangle in the center of my forehead right now. No, because
there's no consistency. It just, I don't know. And the thing is, dealing with artists and stuff, I know this stuff happens. I mean, it's bound to happen.
The center of the triangle on your head.
Look, we don't need a triangle. We have the freaking duck, okay? We got the duck. Don't start with me. All right, anyhow.
What the duck?
Pretty much. So he waves to you as you go in. You see all the place is kind of busy and stuff. There's music playing. There's Dire Straits playing, and there's like hollow Dire Straits. But Buck, they don't actually look like the Dire Straits. They look like the Moody Blues, but they're singing Dire Straits songs. So clearly, someone wasn't really like doing their rock and roll research when they made the data. But hey, who cares? It's 25th century.
Well, I have a look at that hologram and I roll my eyes because I know that there is not very much happening in the way of quality control for whoever puts these things together. I pretend to enjoy it anyhow, at the very least, just to give off the impression anyway that I'm somewhat comfortable in an uncomfortable surrounding. I'm not all that comfortable being here on Luna, but I'm trying my best.
Although I will say that Luna is actually not too bad there for you, Buck, only because it's probably the closest thing that looks to like maybe NASA when you left.
I see.
Yeah, because remember, you came from the 25th century, and you immediately detect that, like, all their kind of history is wrong and all that, and find that entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Do I see any androids working around, or do I see any Jennies walking around?
There are no androids. You see one or two Jenny Tinkers, that are kind of walking around, which isn't not normal on Luna because Tinkers are like they're the ones who crawl in the little spaces and stuff and do the repairs. So I mean, when you have a city of high technology, you want to have Tinkers running around, making sure stuff is functioning and whatnot.
Okay, are Wilma and Black Barney with me as well, or did they go off someplace together on their own?
I hope they.
We haven't arrived yet, I think.
Yeah, so Wilma and Black Barney are with you.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, someone waved down Black Barney, so I have a feeling that we should head that direction and definitely talk to this acquaintance of Black Barney.
So before we walk over, I lean over and say, I love Lunarians because they are dealers in disruption. And disruption is always opportunity.
Yeah, I guess whatever gets us closer to finding out what this
Black
is.
Barney, in his eye, he's like, he gets it.
This item we have we cannot use, but the fear of it can be used.
Are you carrying the device with you, Barney, that was on site?
It's damn heavy.
People are starting to stare. They're like, so you see the guy that was waving you, he sees you carrying the device, and he's like,
we move over. We go towards him.
So you go towards him, and he's like, it's like, here, he pulls the tablecloth off the table. He's like, cover that now.
So Wilma's going to be visually uncomfortable with the way everyone's reacting to this device.
I place the device on the table, and we cover it.
Excellent. So we now have a nice, like, white tablecloth, like, pyramided up with the device.
I wisely take a step backwards from the device.
So the man looks at you, he's like, Barney, why'd you bring that here? And where did you get it?
I'm looking for a buyer. Like I said, I can't use it, but I can use the fear at home.
Since when are we selling it? When was that discussed? I thought we came here for more information.
A buyer, you bought.
I do what you say only because of what Buck has told me, but I think I know what I'm doing with people like this.
Okay. I just want to know what this is and why it was taking on those rockets.
You can't bring that here to be bought. I mean, it was bought from here. You can't sell used goods. I mean, but how'd you get this? Because I didn't sell this to you. I still got the nuke if you want it, but I didn't sell this to you.
Who'd you sell it to?
I don't know. An arbiter set up the meeting. I just dealt the deal.
Is the
It's brilliant craft work. He pulls off the tablecloth. He's like, it's beautiful, isn't it? Did it knock out the rockets like it's supposed to? I mean, this thing has like 100-mile range.
Yeah,
That's
it did its
impressive.
job.
Oh, thank goodness, because I put a lot of time into this. So while you're having that little shindig going, we'll go to Killer Kane. You get there and you are sitting at a table at the far end, and you see Ardala sitting, and Ardala, you were escorted in. She's sitting across the far end, so you're trying to kind of hide from her so she doesn't notice you. However, when the Arbiter arrives, everyone notices the Arbiter. He comes in wearing a Ram military uniform with shock trooper symbols on his collar. And he's escorted in by two if I pronounce this correctly, Terrans or Terrines. Tim, is that right?
Sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, just say Terran.
Terran. So I messed up your name the first time. Now I'm going to mess up the name of the James the next time. I'm doing so well. At least I know how to use THACO this week. So warning you all now.
For now.
We can thank Luke Gygax for that. Check it out. THACO cheat sheets, suckers.
Oh boy.
I'm putting it with power this week. All right. So he's escorted in with two Terrans who are dressed in nice, looks like business suits, even though that their muscular mass along with their carapace is kind of like bulge out, like really not so friendly. And they're not armed. They each walk in with briefcases, and in front of them is the Arbiter. He looks over at you, Killer Kane, and he nods. He looks over at Adala. He nods, and then he smiles, and then he kind of puts his hands out. He's like, and he flips who's first with a smile.
So, with us over where we are talking to Barney's acquaintance, would we notice this guy walk in since he made such a big appearance?
Wilma, you're Neo, which is their art.
Exactly.
You see this freaking Ram intelligence officer just come walking in.
So I'm gonna elbow Buck Rogers and be like, "We got company. It looks like they found our other company from before."
I see, Wilma. Better get your sidearms ready.
Is the privacy screen up? Or can people hear this?
I don't pay for the privacy screen. You have to pay for it if you want to do private business with me.
Buck, I suggest we pay for the privacy screen for 2 reasons. One is if we have anything to do here that has a deal, we must keep it secret. Secondly, if things go badly, we don't want people to hear.
Fair enough. What's the cost for privacy screen?
1% of whatever the transaction is.
You've got yourself a deal.
Kelser sees the Ram intelligence officer and bolts.
Bolts in the opposite direction?
Yes.
Do I
The
notice
opposite
this?
direction from
Heading
us?
for a side door.
Do I notice this?
Well, let's see. 1 through 5, he runs past you, Ardala. And anything. I got these dice at Walmart. I've rolled 4 ones in a row. Hell.
Come on, 5.
You think Flint's not using the dice I sent him?
Yeah, no, they'd be on the floor and everything else. I'm still looking for die cam. So die cam just wouldn't work for you, huh?
Is the privacy screen in place?
Yes,
Before
the privacy screen. Well, actually, it's not up yet. And with Kelsner running, I mean, he's running. He runs past your Ardala. He's like full bore out of there. You see this dude like run past Lunarian run past you, panicked.
Can I step into his way to bump him or trip him?
You can do that. And since today I am rolling for all of you.
I was rolling really well last time.
Don't look at me.
I know. I just got dice.
Who else am I supposed to look at?
Fine. You know what? Sorry, Flint. Player's choice on this. We'll get a dice cam going at some point. Actually, you know what we'll do is we'll get Flint's cam to be the dice cam, since my phone keeps shutting off, and then I'll just have him roll for me. Worst case scenario, what's going to happen?
I mean, let him. Roll.
Flint doesn't know how to roll dice, right?
We can do it with slowing everything down. That's the objective.
It's okay.
If it goes on the floor, it's a nat 20, right?
Yeah.
No, don't use natural 20 if Luke's playing and it falls on the floor, okay? There's certain rules to that. So go ahead, Ardala. Why don't you roll? That's going to be a D100, and that's going to be a strength check. Just tell me what the number is you get, and I'll do the math for you.
Yay!
Remember, you got to roll low on the percentile to make it good.
68.
You go to step in front of him.
I was rolling so well with it last time.
Yeah. Not tonight, you are. So Ardala steps, you go to step in front of the dude, and he's like, knocks her over. Boom! Ardala takes a crash on the floor, and Kelsner runs out the door.
Damn it.
And now Wilma, Buck, and Black Barney, you see that Ardala just got like completely like slammed by Kelsner as he ran out the door. All you see is her heels sticking up from behind the table.
Should we follow suit? Is there any reason why he's running because Ram showed up?
You could follow suit.
I'm watching Ram with my genetic engineered reflexes ready for any sense of sign or motion.
Or you can just applaud.
I make sure that my rocket pistol is in good operating order, and I go over towards the exit where Kelso just ran out of. And I sort of peek around to see if I see maybe which hallway he went down or if he went to a certain loading dock or something.
You can't miss him. He is running
Buck
beeline.
Rogers, you're here. Please save me and help me get up.
So you got a clear view of him. He's just running.
Okay.
In no particular place.
Is he a good distance away from me at this point? If I was to start running, it would be a bit futile.
You'd catch up to him.
I would catch up to him eventually. Well, I hear what the princess said. I turn my head back towards the princess. I look at the princess. I smile and I wink. And I run out the exit, chasing after Kelso in the same direction I think he ran to.
Wilma, you can kick him in the nuts later.
Okay, I'm gonna follow suit anyway. He just took off, and he's the guy I'm really here with. So
Yeah, Buck just winked at Ardala, so
oh, I'm aware.
you cannot let that fly.
Nope, I glare at Ardala as I walk by.
Barney, are you pursuing as well, or are you going to stick around inside the club?
I'm watching Ram very closely, sitting there.
Okay, so let's go to Killer Kane, because clearly Ram's not going to do business with the princess who's on her back in a club with her high heels up. That's not happening.
And it's not.
Well, at least not that kind of business.
He will come talk to you when you compose yourself. So he goes over to Killer Kane. So you see this Ram intelligence officer. He walks over to you and he's like, "It's like, Mr. Kane, I presume."
Yes.
I am the arbiter. Are you ready to do business?
Of course. Why else would I be here? Have a seat.
Excellent. He sits down, and one of the Terrans puts the briefcase in front of him. He pops it open, and this hologram pops up. And it is the data chip that Ardala had pulled from the factory. It's a hologram of it. He's like, "This is the chip in question. May we start the bidding at 100,000 credits?"
Bidding? Are there other bidders here?
There's always someone interested.
The better
in
question
this
is if he
information.
actually has what he says he has.
Where did that come from?
When you get yourself sitting back at the table, you can start talking, Princess Ardala.
Oh! And
See, you
you
sit
can
in front of the box. Now you're in for it.
Oh, I want to stand up.
So the arbiter is there. He's like, 100,000 credits is the starting bid for this product.
100,000, and we're sure. Naturally, you can give me all assurances that the product is in working order and all that sort of good stuff.
It is in working order, and it goes with the next briefcase gets put down and it opens. Another hologram pops up, and it's your factory. It's like, this data chip is specifically designed for this robot factory.
I see.
Which I believe you are currently in possession of.
You are correct.
So the question becomes, do you want the data chip, or would you like to sell your factory?
100,000, you say? Well, let's begin the bidding then. 100,000 it is.
Excellent. I will be back. They shut the briefcases. He stands up. Ardala, he walks over to you, and he's like, "Princess Ardala, are you ready to do business?"
Yes, I am.
Excellent. He sits down. He's like, "So, how does the failed princess of Mars get her hands on a data chip that a shyster business tycoon is interested in buying?"
I have my ways.
Ram is very interested in those ways, Princess. But
I know.
I am here as an arbiter, not here as an intelligence officer this time. So let us do business. The Terran puts the briefcase down, pops it open. Up comes the hologram of the factory. We have a beautiful robotics factory that goes with, and the other briefcase gets put down and pops up your data chip, a hologram. With this data chip, which you're in possession of, the bidding for the robot factory is at 1 billion credits.
Why 1 billion sounds very nice. I have much more to offer than just this chip.
I'm not interested in your physical exploits, Princess. We deal in credits here, not in
No. I'm talking resources like the experienced engineers for said factory.
Oh, so we're adding engineers to this. Slave trade. That's a new low for you, Princess. But
Not really. I learned from my father.
And let's see what he has to say. He gets up, they close the briefcases. He goes back to you, Killer Kane. And he sits down. The other party would like to offer into this the engineers that go with the factory that you are in possession of.
Aha, the engineers. Where in the world would this other party come up with these engineers? They just appear out of the blue.
Well, according to her, they were part of the factory that left with her, we imagine.
And what sort of numbers do we speak of now?
Well, if you would like to buy the data chip with the engineers, we're going to say, because it's a slave trade, which we do not deal with, I'm going to say 100,000 per engineer.
How many are there?
I do not know. I will find out for you. Now let's go back to the hallway while these two are going back and forth, throwing dollar signs around. Actually, Black Barney, you're watching this Ram officer go back and forth talking to a Darling Killer Kane. What's your thought process on this?
I was going to go to
Become
Wilma.
a slave trade. Oops.
I was going to go to Wilma and Buck and say, I believe someone's playing someone off. I think that we need to find a way to motivate this auctioneer.
But they're Ram. I don't want anything to do with them.
I think we have to do something, or you're going to see the numbers go higher. Something's up, and we're seeing it being played.
Who is he playing? Because I didn't see it because I'm in the hallway with Buck. So who is he playing?
He's playing everybody, perhaps all of us. Buck, I suggest you get involved before this gets too out of control.
Oh, but Buck can't because Buck is now caught up to Kelsner down the hallway. Buck, you are now at Kelsner. He looks at you. He's like, we've got to get out of here. It's Ram. I can't be here.
No, I understand. I understand why you don't want to be here, but you got to talk to us about this machine. Where did you get it?
I'll only talk to you if you promise me protection from Ram. If Neo can promise me protection from Ram, we can talk.
I'm going to look at Buck.
Goes to her character sheet and sees, what the hell's Neo? That would be the military organization, Kate, that you are part of.
Yes, I know. I have it written down. I've done my research.
Buck's good in this world, and so he can always ask any expositional questions he wants to.
Yeah, Kate, I know Kate researched because she was bragging about it earlier, and I was just trying to.
I'm super impressed, by the way, with the research.
Wilma, how important is it to Neo that we take this gentleman in and give him safety at the moment?
I guess it depends what Ram wants him for, but anyone who's an enemy of Ram is an ally of ours.
What sort of information can you share with us, Kelsner?
I can tell you who sold me that device.
Can you tell us also where the sale occurred?
I can tell you where the technology came from and the coordinates.
Well, then, tell.
Only if you guarantee me protection from Ram.
Do you want me to roll convince him?
Well, since I supplied you with dice this week, Kate, you go right ahead and break those dice in, kid.
Thanks, Kate. Come on, you got this.
Oh my god, if I roll a 1, I'm gonna
roll. It's roll a d100, so you need a percentile dice, Kate.
Oh, percentile? I was going like 20. Sorry. Do you want 100 or 10?
Yep, 100.
Critical fail.
Do not tell me. Let's go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll find out.
I already said it.
Yeah, but did you roll both of them?
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
For 100?
No, you roll both, and you combine the two. Like if you roll a 40 and a 2, it's a 42.
Oh, okay. I'm not good with
No, do not stay. We're going to commercial break.
All right, we'll go ahead and take another commercial break real quick here. And we have a second crowdfund to share. This one, full disclosure, is from my company, Hound Dog Media. And this is a graphic novel crowdfund for Black Tide Rising, which is an adaptation of the nationally best-selling series by New York Times bestselling author John Ringo. We have Chuck Dixon, co-creator of Bane in the Batman universe, and also a legendary writer on The Punisher, Conan, lots of other Marvel titles as our writer. And we'll go ahead and run that right now. As soon as I remember to share the audio.
This will be the first comic book.
As the H7D3 virus spirals out of control, some experts suspect it to be a man-made disease. We're receiving worldwide reports of the infected going crazy and biting anyone they can reach.
It was time to leave Manhattan. We were safer than most, but it wouldn't last. Of all the things we saw in a city on the brink was a goth metal concert in Washington Square Park. The lights and the noise brought the infected. They were just part of the city now, like muggers or those crazy cabbies. We didn't expect any help. It was just my family, my uncle's security team, and my favorite shotgun. I told my sister this was a bad idea. Usually she's the responsible one, but she just had to see a concert before the end of the world. Now that's how you handle a zombie apocalypse. Sometimes the hardest part is pretending you're not excited. The infected just kept coming, damn it. But it didn't stop the concert. The crowd was almost as bad as the stupid zombies. Mom and Dad's prepping, the shooting drills back home. It all paid off that night. We were low on ammo, no cell signal, and it was time to go. We cleared a path and kept playing. And then the entire city went dark, except for the concert.
Hound Dog Media presents Black Tide Rising, Volume 1, a thrilling new graphic novel based on the epic book series by New York Times best-selling author John Ringo. Adapted by legendary comics writer Chuck Dixon, Black Tide Rising follows the struggles and triumphs of a family who must rally the scattered remnants of humanity to restore civilization when a man-made epidemic ends the world as we know it.
Help us save the world. Pre-order now.
All right, and that was Black Tide Rising by Hound Dog Media with Chuck Dixon, Brett Smith, Derlis Santa Cruz on interior art and covered by Dave Dorman. Great stuff. We've got a lot of great perks for everybody who wants to back the campaign. You can get everything from just a basic novel and a print of the cover art to you can get an autographed book. We've got limited series art prints of the unlettered covers by Dave Dorman. Those are going to be 11 by 17 frameable. And you can even be drawn in the book if you want to. You can be a background character, you can show up with a speaking line, or you can even be a zombie and get killed by one of the main characters. So check that out.
I don't want to be killed by Faye.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. And if graphic novels aren't your thing, John Ringo and Chuck Dixon actually both have very significant following among our active duty military, and we have an option where you can buy a book for a service member. That's been a very popular one so far. And for those books, we will make sure that those get hand delivered to military folks at bases, across the U.S. and overseas, and we'll get them to a good home. And back to you, Jay.
Awesome. I actually keep sharing that on my professional page and my personal page to remind me to back the damn thing. It's like, that looks good. And Chuck Dixon does great stuff anyways.
It's going to be the only comic book I've ever bought because I have the rest of the series. It's absolutely phenomenal, the novels. And and I hate zombies with a passion.
Yeah, I thought I was sick of zombies, but I want that one. Share that on my page, too.
But they're really not zombies because they're not really undead.
Yes.
Here comes the 28 days later argument. Dun, dun, dun.
The science is incredibly well done about the spread of diseases. And I will say this one, the cover art is amazing. He was putting it up as a live feed. Which ironically, as all of the pandemic is going on, and I was really stressed out, I'd just sit there and watch him paint the cover art.
Oh yeah,
so he's painting cover art for a pandemic, a comic about a pandemic in a pandemic, and I find this calming.
Oh yeah, it's great. Dave Dorman he started doing that with the Black Tide Rising cover. He's doing it a lot more now with other artwork that he's doing, his own personal stuff and commissions.
He did amazing.
It's really great. I told him we need to put a treatment together and pitch him as like a continuation of Bob Ross. You can do The Joy of Painting Zombies.
It would work at Dragon Con. It would totally go off.
Just imagine Bob Ross. Here's a little brain over here that he wants to eat.
All right, let's get back to the game because where we left off, Wilma, we allowed to roll dice because our die cam just fried. So Wilma,
All right.
what did you roll?
So I'm new to percentiles. I haven't really used them a lot. When
You
I played
graduated from 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
If Ardala goes after Wilma.
Oh, you know what? I see Ardala getting shot tonight. You hear my man?
No,
He tracked me off out of character.
Sorry.
No more red wine before the game. There.
Give her a stern look, woman.
It was blue wine.
Give her a look.
It was more like if I roll the 100 percentile and that's it, or if I roll the 10 as well. Like Brian
you
was
just
saying.
do the 10 2 times, babe. The first time the tens place, the second time is the ones digit.
Kate, did you do a D10 that has like a 70s or 10s on that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you just take that die and then take the D10 that just has regular numbers, and use the one with the 2 numbers as the first number. Then, so if I roll right now, I rolled an 8 on the I rolled an 80, and then a 3 is an 83.
Okay, that's what I was just wondering because I had both of them. So before we went to break, I had rolled a 40 and then a 2.
Okay, 42. Okay, so and what were we trying to do?
We were trying to convince. Oh gosh, what was his name?
42s are great numbers. The number of the universe, according to Adam. So.
Yeah. You see, Kate, it's not just me that does Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Other people do it too.
If we were playing that role-playing game, you would have won.
So,
Everything would stop. We would have just braided Kane's hair.
You convinced Kelsinger to stick around. I mean, he's like, all right, as long as Neil can, let's go back to the table. You don't want to leave that device unattended for too long.
Okay, perfect.
So you guys go back to the table. Ironically enough, Mike, there was an intermission written into the game. Oh, that was actually amazing.
It looks like we got that one just about right.
Ooh. Sometimes I wonder. Like today was a weird day for me, so why not another thing? All right, so you return to the club, and you sit down and you start talking to Kelsinger and he's and whatnot. Ardala and Kane, how are you doing with these negotiations? Do you think? Ardala, do you want to give up your factory or give up your?
I don't have the factory. Yeah. I have the chip.
Yeah. So do you want to give up the chip or do you want to buy the factory?
I don't want to buy the factory. I might be willing to sell the chip for a little lower cost if I get a percentage of the profit.
Well, from the factory once it's up and running?
Yes.
Okay. Kane, what about you? Are you up for a deal like that?
Well, I certainly want the chip. No reason for me to give up a perfectly good factory. Good God.
I didn't say give it up.
It's just a franchise fee.
Franchise fee. Thank you, do somebody.
I took a lesson from the old merchant called Diz or something. Like Disney had a mouse logo where they just took a percentage of everything and eventually bought their own planet.
I'll just point out, if you guys can't come up with a solution to this, you're denying all the freaking fans that had been watching this last week their tweaky army that they were like asking for.
Oh no! I'm not going to deny them their tweaky army. That will be on Kane. I said I would come up with a solution and a compromise.
Yes, a compromise that works for me. Didn't say for you, but for me. So
for everybody, dear. You know, this is like other things that we do together. As long as we both benefit, you know. Sometimes I get my thing first. Sometimes you do, but we should all finish together, ideally.
Can't argue that.
So as you're having your love fest today of arguing about egos, a man wearing a very, very ancient-looking spacesuit comes walking in with a briefcase. Buck, you're sitting there talking to Kelsinger, and you see this guy walk in. He's wearing a spacesuit almost as old as from your era.
Okay. Now, I see the visor down, right? I can't see the face.
Yep, the visor is down. The sun visor's down. He's walking in, and his suit's breathing too. It's just going.
I immediately look at Wilma.
The air is stable here.
I look at Wilma, and I say, I'll be right back. And I walk over towards that astronaut wearing the old outfit, and I approach him, and I knock on his sun visor. Knock, knock, knock.
At that point, he's reached the table. He sets his briefcase down. He turns and looks at you and doesn't say anything.
Does he then turn and go back the way he came?
You see your reflection in the sun visor, and that's about it.
All right. I take a step back. I think to myself, well, this might be a Jenny. I'll wait and watch and see what happens next. Does he go back in the same direction that he came?
No, he's standing there with the briefcase in front of him, and he's looking around the room.
Black Barney has his hand on his disintegrator already at this point.
I reach for the briefcase.
Okay, I guess we're going to start this early. You reach for the briefcase, and he draws a laser pistol to shoot at you. Everybody roll a d10 for initiative.
Excellent.
And if I recall correctly, lowest number goes first.
I got a 9.
9.
5.
I rolled a 5.
Wow, you guys roll really, really well today. I don't know. We last week we thought it was an app issue, and this week it's dice that are really just fecking everybody over. I can't say feck, right? That's not a cuss word on podcasts.
That's all right. The swear jar now accepts all major credit cards, Jay.
I think we're okay with that.
Remember, Jay, that Black Barney really anticipated this, had his hand on his pistol before.
That's true. I'll give you a minus. Oh, thank you everyone for putting your initiatives in the comments. I love Mike. This is a great platform, dude. Thank you very much. This will work way better.
Yeah, it really has a lot of good features for this type of programming.
We should also thank Mike tonight. He's got a new platform to work off of. So please make sure that you are subscribing to these, watching these videos, and spreading the word. The more viewers we have, the better it is for Mike, the better it is for Flint, and of course, better for all of us because it means we get to game more. Woohoo!
Black Barney.
You know what? I am normally used to hiding in the background, so this is weird for me.
Black Barney's Jenny sense was up early.
Dude, you're going completely black out of the first. Your Jenny sense. If you all get the reference.
Good old Rowan Atkinson.
Good old Rowan. Yeah.
So, in this case, Black Barney, I'm going to subtract 3 from your initiative because you were prepared for this. So he draws his laser pistol on Buck. You can roll 1d20 to fire.
12.
All right, you rolled 12.
Come on, Dan, you got this, man.
I should have highlighted this. And your Thaco is, because you are playing Barney, Thaco is. All right, you are going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
D20, or what do you need? 2 tens?
It should be on your sheet. It'll tell you what the damage for your laser rifle is.
Oh, yes.
Or whatever rifle you have.
I'm sorry. Tech 13. Where is my rifle? Oh, there it is. 1d20. Oh, D12. Thank you.
Well, don't roll a D20.
I'm sorry. No.
We don't want to absolutely end the game right now. I mean, do we have another commercial break?
Back. No.
Did you roll a 1? Or did you drop your dice on the table on the floor?
It did slip. Should I try again?
Is it a 1?
It's a 1.
Oh, God. So last week we didn't have that many problems with 1s. So, Dan, as a newbie, you get to have the privilege of the clip falls out of your laser rifle when you pull the trigger and lands on the floor.
Oh, no.
Put the clip back in. Oh, yes. I feel the emotion of pain. All right, so that just sucks for you. And the dude, Kelsier gets hit by a laser fire and goes screaming onto the floor as he smolders.
Ooh.
And he topples over, much like Ardala did, with his feet up in the air. Next.
It wasn't me this time.
The question is, does he have heels?
Everything's better with you.
He's wearing 1980s moon boots.
Nice.
And Buck, you recognize the boots, man. He's wearing freaking moon boots.
And on cue, the bar band goes into a Michael Jackson song.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like totally, was it Moon? Was it Moonbreaker or whatever?
Or Billie Jean. It's all good. It all works.
Let's see. So, Buck, you're next, actually. Tim, what do you got?
Wilma, look at these shoes. And I point over at Kelsey's shoes. Do you have any idea how much those might be worth?
I've never seen them before. Do you recognize them?
First run.
That's just a little something from the 20th century there. Nothing for you to be overly concerned about. Our major concern is making sure that Black Barney's okay. Black Barney, are you okay?
My clip is back in. I'm ready to go.
All right. Excellent.
All right.
Now then, where's this briefcase? I look around for the briefcase.
Briefcase is still sitting there, and the moon dude shooting at people. The spacesuit dude is. Wow. So Tim, you just burned your entire turn admiring moon boots.
Well, there's always next turn.
What? It'll have to be another turn.
Really? Really?
Hey, Tim is new to the group. And
Wait.
Cut him some slack.
No, he's adorable.
How do actions work?
So much.
How the action works, you only get 6 seconds to figure out what you're doing, and most of you are rolling over 6 seconds and losing your extra turns.
Well, no, there's like sometimes like move actions and swift actions, and what would talking be considered?
This isn't 5th edition.
Okay.
Oh,
Shots fired.
that's what happens when you're the youngest kid in the group. It's okay.
Are you really the youngest? Because I thought Mike was actually younger than you are.
Me?
I don't know.
No, actually, I'm probably not. I'll say.
I know
That's
Mike's
right.
rough age.
Age doesn't matter, Kate, because you are the
41, so I'm
smartest
probably
kid,
not the youngest.
and your writing is freaking stellar. So,
Quick question: is Black Barney in sort of Jenny Bullet time at all at this point?
no, actually. Oh, wait, say that again.
Is he in bullet time? Is it Jenny? Is another Jenny? Can he get another shot? And even if a clip drops,
Yes, actually, you can actually. Black Barney, you can.
Thank you.
I'm glad someone read the rules. No game probably wrote for the damn book.
13.
You hit. You definitely hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
8.
8. All right. So you shoot the spaceman. You wing him. He flinches. And he's got the smoldering mark because you got a laser rifle, right?
Yes.
All right. Black Barney wings the spaceman. Let's see. Princess Ardala, you're next. What would you like to do? You see a laser battle breaking out.
I'm going to take a step back and I'll look at Buck and go, Buck, I think we have more important things to do than worry about people's shoes at this point. Come here, darling. Let's go to a safe space.
How close am I to Wilma? Is Wilma nearby me?
Yep.
I put my arms around Wilma, and I pull Wilma close so that Ardala can see that I'm doing this in an effort to perhaps make her a bit jealous and perhaps rattle her, take her out of her game. And then I pull Wilma in close as if I'm going to kiss her, but I stop.
In a laser fight, you're going to neck. Okay.
That's right. That's
Talk
exactly
about a
right.
guy after Ardala's own heart.
Black Barney is saying, Buck, get into the fight.
As I go in to kiss Wilma with my arm around her, I stop about 2 inches short, and then I use my rocket pistol to fire at the same target that Black Barney had just fired at. So here we go.
Roll. Okay, go. I'll let you. Even though you fudged this royally, Tim, give us a roll to attack.
So Wilma is being read at this point. She was focused on the fight, and Buck Rogers is just grabbing her for a kiss.
Yeah, actually, Wilma, I'll let you go now.
He's so gallant.
You guys are doing this all together. Kane, you're going to have to go last.
I rolled an 11.
Story of my life.
Buck, you hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. Kate, what would you like to do while he's shooting and kissing you, or whatever?
I'm gonna go in and shoot the same guy. I'm gonna focus on what Buck's
You're not gonna like
on.
push him off or be like, "Hey, consent is a thing, bitch. Get off of me."
No, I'm all for Buck Rogers. I left you for him
in the middle of a combat zone. More power to you.
Hey, it's not the first time he's done this.
Yeah, I've known some trenchers that have had co-ed relations during combat. Okay, Kate, go ahead and roll.
Come on, Kate, you got this.
Well, for some of those relations are combat, so.
Tim, what do you
I got a 7.
What?
7.
So, Kate rolled 11. Tim, what'd you roll for damage?
For damage, I have 1d10 on the rocket pistol, so let me roll that now. It is 7 points of damage, Jay.
Okay, excellent. Kate, you hit. What did you roll for damage?
Okay, let me. All right, so where's my. Okay, 1d8. I got 7 with my pistol.
Okay, excellent. Are you all done being ducky? Can I take this freaking thing off my head? Behave, children. We'll do RoboCop 2. Behave!
Hey, Jay,
But behaving's so boring and not really Ardala's strong suit.
Jay, how far away is Black Barney from this? Because he also has his mono knives, as you know, which do quite a bit of damage.
That is true. You are still just far away, and actually, you're going to want to hold on to that for a minute.
Okay.
So you guys fire on the space dude, and he goes toppling over and stuff. As he topples over, who is the last person to do business with Ram? Kane. Oh yeah, Kane. Speaking of the devil, Kane, what are you doing during all of this?
Okay, are the Ram guys still at the table?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm assuming there's another table close by.
There are plenty of tables. This
Okay.
table's close by.
Okay, flip it on its side, get behind it, and take cover.
All right, so you flip the table and take cover, and you notice the Ram officer gets up, and he basically pulls like something out of one sleeve and something out of another, clicks it together, and it's a gun.
Lovely.
His Terrans do the same thing. They actually pop the briefcase open, and they pull out parts, and they slam them together, and they have rifles.
Oh, no.
Wonderful.
And they start opening fire on everyone in the club.
Shit.
Because you know what happened.
At Luna.
It's probably good that Flint's not playing in today's game, and Luke had to be on drill this weekend, because I don't want to be responsible for killing Buck Rogers.
Oh, be my God.
Luke's playing it.
Just one point. On here, there is no weapon listed.
Really?
None listed. I would assume maybe a pistol or something.
Did I put
On the
weapons
top
in
left,
every
it says
button?
laser pistol, doesn't it?
No.
So can Black Barney toss his rifle to Killer Kane while he's moving in with his mono knife?
I would assume we'd be at least carrying a pistol or something.
No, your weapon's on here. On my sheet, it says laser pistol and knife.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a
I
different
do.
sheet.
Do you have skills on your sheet?
No.
Shit.
I may just have a different sheet then. It's all right.
Okay. That's okay. I know what you have. Fear not. So
Your weapon is pithy one line anyway.
you have a laser pistol. Don't worry.
Okay, I figured it was a laser pistol. I thought I saw something like that anyway. But draw it and be ready. Just don't shoot anybody yet.
Okay. Did we lose somebody?
Yes,
Somebody
we did.
dropped out.
Yes.
Yeah, we lost our Ardala.
Yeah, she froze and then logged out.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, she might be a problem. We'll get her back here shortly.
Black Barney's shooting at everybody.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Sorry, something happened and I got bumped.
you didn't spill your wine on it, did you?
My wine on it.
No, she just whined at it.
Sorry. Kate is like my daughter, so I gotta be a little jabby back when she gets.
It's okay. I adore Kate. She's wonderful. It's all in character. Besides,
Okay,
if she's like your daughter, then you probably don't want to know if I'll take her drinking when she comes to a con with me. But you don't want to know then.
There you go, kid. Hooking up good this time around. So,
Hey, I know the great places to go drink at a con.
all right, so the spaceman's down. Now we're dealing with the arbiters. Black Barney, you're still first, actually, dude. So
I'm doing two things at once. I'm shooting with my rifle at one of the arbiters while moving towards the next one with my mono knives. So
right.
they're jumping out of my.
you shoot at the Ram officer or his bodyguards.
I'm focused on the most concentrated fire, which I believe is the bodyguards.
Okay, so give us a shot for the bodyguard first.
Okay.
Wait, are the bodyguards even shooting at you?
They're shooting at everybody.
Ready.
Oh.
I'm concentrating on the biggest one. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Keep falling. Oh, 6.
All right, you definitely.
Okay, good. You roll again. 12.
Yep. And then roll for damage after.
This is a 9 on the D12. So that's 9.
All right.
Or the rifle.
And it's okay. Roll for damage for both.
Oh. Well, there was the rifle was the 9 for the damage, I believe.
All right. So you fire your laser rifle at the Terran bodyguard, and his beautiful suit burns away, and now you can see his carapace. You know, I looked everywhere for artwork for the Terran, and there isn't any artwork for the Terran. There's artwork for all
That's
the
because
other
we
Terran.
all know what Terrans look like.
Well, it says
Not as attractive as Martians.
They said they have a carapace crotch and like carapace on their bodies. And there's another creature in the book that has that description that looks that way. It's not. I don't know.
Have you drawn any wisdom from the graphic novels?
I don't. I haven't gotten them in the mail yet.
Oh, okay, good. I found some scans today. I will put them in Dropbox for you.
Oh, that'd be great because I would like to have like a description, and the book kind of says they're feline-looking things with carapace stuff, and their ears are pinned back or whatever. So
What? They sound like a Depic, but somebody couldn't figure out how to describe a Depic.
So Jay, to be specific and precise, I moved. They see the 2 shooters. I moved towards one of them, very close, shooting the other one, Marvel Shield style. Well, then also pulling out my mono knife for the one that's closest to me.
You didn't write for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., did you?
So the 12 is on for the distant one, and the next attack would be mono knife to the closest one.
See, it doesn't answer that question. We start wrecking on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hey, don't pick on the dead, dude.
I'll get back to you later. So
mono knife is a roll to hit D6 damage if you want to play it.
Yeah, you nail it. So you're shooting and you run up and you stab one of the Terrans. And he gives out a roar and he falls backwards. So you kind of land on him. And don't worry, Flint, we will not do a gore fest like we did in G.I. Joe with a knife.
Yeah, no, but I mean, feel free. Look, the guy's on the field; he can die.
Now I can be gory as that. Okay, so we now know kids' cartoons that can't be gory. Buck Rogers. So you stick the knife in him, and blood spurts out. He's like,
turns into a Tarantino film.
Hey, keep it on brand, man.
We don't have program practices on
the other 2 Terrans attack. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. And of course, if you get to invent a D5, or maybe they have, I rolled a 1. That's going to be Buck Rogers is going to get attacked.
Bring it.
I rolled almost crappy. Buck Rogers does not get hit as one of the Terrans takes a shot and it zooms past and hits the wall. The Arbiter is going to take a shot at somebody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's shooting at you, Princess. I guess that makes sense because he is a RAM intelligence officer and you are a piece of crap, even though you are royalty. There's good money if you get killed. Oh, and he's going to hit you. Oh, dear. Oh, my. What is it going to be? Oh, you know what? Never mind. He's got a sword. He hit you with crap. However, he does pull out a handle and a extendable mono sword folds out, and he comes running at you. Ah!
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Good line.
And then the Terran on the ground on his back, who's going, arr, arr, arr! He takes a swing at Black Barney. Holy crap! I rolled big. You're gonna get hit. What's he gonna hit you with? Oh, he's gonna hit you with claws, which you can do twice. So let's make sure he hits you twice. Oh no, only hits you once, and he does 7 points of damage with his claws as he rakes them across you. Arr!
I'm looking over at Buck going, come on, dude, get in a fight.
And then meanwhile in Buck Rogers land, Tim, please God, give us a sign.
Can we just for like a second acknowledge the fact that so far Buck Rogers has talked about shoes and made out with a girl? I'm really wondering exactly how military he is.
It's the new generation.
I take my rocket pistol and I line it up just as well as I can over towards the bodyguards, and I fire a shot. 2 shots if I can.
Yes,
According to my character sheet, I think it's 2 ROF, which means 2 rate of fire per round. Is that right?
Correcto mundo.
Okay. Shall this be percentile throw or a D20 throw, Jay?
D20.
Okay, 1 D20 coming right up. And what I have just rolled is a 9.
Excellent. You do hit. See, Luke taught me about THACO. So, like, when he said, Jay, we should have been able to hit everything that we've attacked so far in the game. I'm like, I feel so stupid. Help me.
Oh, Jay, I'm sure it's all right though.
Admittedly, there was an alignment shift between after second where, high numbers became good.
Yeah. It was pretty happening, though. Y'all rolled like you encouraged you to roll good, though.
For damage, I rolled a 1. Don't hate me. I know. Shave and a haircut.
It's a rocket pistol. It's not a needle pistol. It's like, don't stick me in the ass whatever freaking drug
He's
it
a
is.
sensitive Buck.
All right. So for my second shot in the round, I'll roll 1d20 again. This time I rolled a 6. That might not be a hit. I'm not sure. You tell me.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be a
Not going to be a hit. I didn't think so.
No. Actually, you know what? No, it's definitely not going to be a hit. No.
All right.
So
well, I believe that's all I can do in terms of firing a weapon this round.
And eBay, because from Flint sidebar.
Yes.
Did we have eBay back when Buck Rogers was around? Or?
No.
In the future, we did not have it in 1987, but it certainly can still be in business now.
Okay, so he missed the eBay thing, but if he hadn't missed it, he would have been like eBay, taking pictures, bids, I'll take it off the body.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, eBay did not exist in back then, so no, we don't have that.
Tim, Tim, you come into the game so eccentric today. I really wanted to facilitate more eccentric from you.
As Buck Rogers' eyes switch back to coming with longing.
We've been denied your eccentricity. Okay, Princess. Princess, you're up. What would you like to do?
Have another drink.
So wait, what just happened to Buck Rogers?
Buck's trying to look completely trendy with his rocket pistol, but it's definitely a rocket pistol. So he's like, pew, pew. It's like Wild Westing.
And I have a guy attacking me, right?
He's standing in front of a mirror.
So I'm going to flip over the nearest table and take shots at the people who are attacking me. It works.
All right, so you're going to shoot at the Arbiter.
No, I'm going to shoot at his bodyguard.
Samurai face. You shoot the
I'm
bodyguard.
Shoot at the guy with the crazy samurai face.
That'd be the Arbiter.
Fine, I'm gonna shoot the Arbiter. Whatever works. Don't do that. It just makes me laugh at you.
Center of mass.
Stop laughing in game, damn it.
2 taps, center of mass.
Go ahead and roll, Princess.
Yeah, I'm going to double tap him. Okay, that works. Wait, what am I supposed to roll?
A D20. I'm not even drinking it. It's like, oh my god, you're completely like tripping my brain right now.
Who, me?
Yes. I haven't laughed this good since the last physical convention I went to.
Oh, just wait till we hang out at an actual con. I got a 9.
A 9. Okay. 50%, a 9. Yeah, okay, you hit.
I'm a princess. I don't go to the firing range.
No, that's fine. You hit. What do you got for what weapon? Laser pistol, right?
Laser pistol, 1d8.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
All right, 3 times.
She double tapped anyway, so.
I do that.
So when Cyberpunk Red comes out, you'll have to play, and we'll give you the Hello Kitty pistol we designed.
Is it pink?
There's a Hello Kitty.
Because my drill sergeant told me pink's not a color, and I'm pretty sure she's right.
It's not official, but it's pink.
I'm not sure. Pink's not a color. I was told this in basic. 6.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
For damage?
For damage.
Right. So you shoot at the Arbiter, and he kind of
real deal right here.
He hits him, and he's small. He's got a blaster pistol. No wonder Flint invited Dan to the game.
Ooh, that's really pretty, Dan.
Isn't that nice?
Dan's got some pretty toys over there, man.
Very not bad.
Yeah, what am I supposed to be doing?
I want one of those.
I'm just showing off the pistol.
Oh, yeah. You got
pistol Buck.
Pistol, yeah. We got those.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Brian, I heard that. Don't blaspheme that freaking thing in this game. Oh,
The eluding Q-38 explosive space modulator.
So Ardala's done her damage, hopefully.
yeah, Adala, you toast him a little bit, but he's still coming at you. That leaves
Barney's still
Killer Kane and Kate. So I'll let Kate. What would you like to do, kid?
So that guy's probably still standing, right? The one that Buck Rogers was originally firing at. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to shoot him as well. That is a 5.
Oh, that's gonna be missed. Roll again because you get 2 attacks.
Oh, that is an 18.
Oh,
Hey.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
All right.
You can tell Flint didn't touch your dice because you're rolling decent.
I know. If I got near the dice, there'd be another story.
That was a 2.
2. Okay, well, we're slowly frying the terror in there. We're getting there. Killer Kane, what would you like to do?
Okay, these people are blasting away at everybody. In that case, got to take them down. Start shooting.
Now, Killer Kane, you're going to get a +5 to your roll because their backs are turned to you.
Okay.
So roll twice, and as long as you don't roll a 1, you're going to hit both times.
Okay, 3 times its rate of fire on a laser pistol.
Wow.
That's what you said?
Really? 3? Is that what it says on the sheet?
It's ROF 3.
For laser pistol, mine says 2 ROF.
Yeah,
Mine says 3.
Wait, I'm gonna stop more than one. I forgot that.
Hold on. The rule is every 3 rounds you get 2 shots with it.
Oh, three every 2. I got you.
We didn't get to go over the rules real quick before the game, so
But Brian, you also add your pithy line before you shoot too. I mean, you need something really with that, boys. Here's 2 more for you. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's okay. That's okay. You just caught me off guard.
He's been witty all night now. He can't come up with something. What the fuck?
Come on, Killer. Come on, Kane.
We're gonna have to send.
Get in the verbal fight.
Well, here's seeing through you. First hit, that would be a 21. Second, that would be a 19.
Ooh. Okay. Well, why don't you roll for damage?
Okay.
Who were you shooting? Okay, you were shooting the Terran, right?
Whichever one's the closest to me.
Okay. 1 through 5, it's going to be the one that Barney's. Yeah, it's the one that Barney's got a knife stuck in.
Okay. First hit's a 7. Second hit is a 5.
All right. We are doing serious damage. These Terrans are pretty badass. See, I upped the levels because when Luke said, "Oh, we should be rolling low and hitting everything," I'm like, "Well, we'll fix that next game. We're gonna jack the levels up on the NPCs."
NPCs are now level 70.
Sorry, the horns almost popped through my freaking hat, man. It's like, let's fuck with the players. Okay, you shoot him in the back. You shoot him in the back. And
he's unhappy.
Black Barney, you see Kane get up and he looks all like witty, almost like and Alexei said about witty, repulsive, and insulting. And he's like, "You must do it like this way," and he sticks the gun and shoots him. And the
he's looking through you.
Extra okay, so everyone's gone. This goes back to to Black Barney. What would you like to do?
So I'm now pulling my knife out of the neck of the semi-damaged, almost dead man, and I'm pointing at the other one that was shooting at the Ram officer.
Okay, the one running with the sword?
Yes.
Okay, give us a shot.
10.
All right. You hit him. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, where's my 12? There it is. Let me try again. 7.
All right, you hit him, and he kind of stumbles. He trips, and Princess Adala, you're sitting there at your table, like ducked behind the table with your little blaster, and all of a sudden his head goes smashing through the freaking table. And he's like,
whose head? Whose head? Black Barney's?
No, the Arbiters.
Oh.
When his face goes through the table, you see his face sort of changes slightly and then reverts back to the Arbiter's face.
Do I realize that this means he's not a normal arbiter?
Yeah, it does not pass the smell test. And Black Barney, what's your next attack?
I just fired my rifle, so I have only my mono knives left.
Yep. You still got the Terran that you were stabbing right in front of you. So
let me just do that one more time, but in a much more sensitive part.
Can you do it like Britney Spears? Can you do it in Britney Spears and say "Hit me, baby" one more time?
Just one more time.
I did it again.
Come on, do it.
I rolled a 10.
He didn't say it though.
Britney Spears for us.
Oh, damage for the knife.
If he sounds like if he quotes a Britney Spears song, then we might get an extra bonus.
The knife damage was 4.
Okay, if you give me a Britney Spears line in Black Barney voice, I'll give you a plus to the damage.
Nice.
I got a D4 for you, man. Oh yes! Holy crap!
Yes!
All right. So you stick him in the jugular, and he's just like, and blood spraying out of his mouth and blood spraying out of his neck, and
I'm grinning.
Down.
I'm
as
grinning.
You're gargling and you're singing Britney Spears. And Buck, you hear someone singing Britney Spears in the crowd, but there's so much chaos you can't tell who it is. And Rogers, it is your turn.
Is it my turn now?
Yes, it is.
He says with bated breath.
Forget the moon boots.
Smells like bait.
What
Last
became
time
of
I
the ram
checked, he had his
officer?
tongue down at Wilma's throat.
Ah.
The ram officer is got his head stuck in the table, and he's kind of struggling.
And he's obviously alive. Okay,
Yep.
I put an arm around Wilma's waist once more, and I pull her close towards me, and then I fire off a shot at the ram officer whose head just went through the table.
Yes, a roll.
Okay. 1d20. I rolled an
That's a
18.
serious kink there. Not to kink shame or anything, but
Hey, man, everybody gets off on what they get off on.
I ain't gonna
Most
fluff your
damage,
joy or poop your joy or something like that.
I understand that the princess is jealous, and that's okay. We'll see what happens later. As far as my roll of an 18, I'm guessing that's a hit, Jay. Am I right?
That's it. What's the damage?
Okay, the damage on that hit is going to be 8.
Man, I thought the Mythwitch guys were bad on Top Secret. This is even worse. All right. To quote Bishop Len from Father Ted, or for the priest there who placed the bet, you shut him up the ass.
Son of a
I think
biatch.
Buck Rogers might like that.
Yep, you got him in the arse. So yeah, here he is. His ass is up in the air, he's stuck in the table, and you turn and you shoot him in the ass.
Oh,
I'm glad Flint is not
Right
actually
between the
paying attention to the shit right now.
No problem with this. Here, I mean, our trademark character is getting shot in the butt. Okay.
It wasn't a single character. It was a no-name arbiter from Ram, so we're still safe.
Oh, he definitely needs the gun in the bun in that case. But
Rogers is the one doing it. Rogers is going up the butt, so you know.
Oh, boy.
Maybe a little off after this.
To quote Jack Nicholson from Batman, everybody. Oh shit! I can't remember.
This town needs an enema.
That's right. This town needs an enema. Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
thank you, Brian.
It brings new meaning to the idea of landing on the moon.
You should fire with a rocket pistol.
Do I have another shot with
You're
the rocket
Rock.
pistol?
Heard that song, "The Rocket Man"? You're the Rocket Man. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, I pull out my rocket pistol and I say, "Bang zoom to the moon," and I fire at him and let it go one more time. Here we go with the roll of a d20.
Certainly
I rolled
did
a
him
2.
with tranquility.
I think that might be a miss, Jay.
Yeah, that's a miss.
It's
And
a
actually,
miss.
1 through 5, because our dollar needs to get at least a little bit of a beat down tonight. Oh my god, that sucks. Roll 1d20, Tim. Roll another d20.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
The result is a 9.
And let's see, our dollar's AC is 7. 9. Okay, so you're sitting there behind the table, and part of the table blows apart.
First,
Like right next to your head.
through it.
And then when you peek around the corner, you see Buck with his rocket pistol pointing right at you. Okay, fantastic. Now we've gone well past our 6-second allotment for rolling your bloody dice and actions. Kate!
Kate?
Yes.
Go ahead, Kate.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of like push Buck Rogers a little, like not like off me, but like a little bit more distance, and be like, "Is this really necessary right now?" And then I'm gonna turn and go to shoot whoever's closest to me. But that guy's still alive. That got shot in the butt.
That'd be the Terran. That'd be probably your better bet. Since you're the
Terran, okay.
Yeah, you know who to shoot.
Okay. Perfect. All right. That's a 5.
Wow. Roll one more time because you get 2 shots. That'll be nice.
That's a 9.
Okay. Oh, don't worry, Brian. Dan, we will actually be done shortly here. So
thank you.
The rule is 2 hours max.
Got it.
Okay. So anyhow, you shoot, you miss, and whoever's next. Oh, that's Killer Kane.
I thought I was last. Okay.
Oh, never mind. Ardala, you can go.
Godspeed, damn Buck! Don't shoot me! And then is the Ram guy still awake?
No, he's officially asleep.
Okay.
Enemies take a lot out of you, especially the rocket power.
Are there any other people shooting still?
Yeah, there's just that one Terran.
I'm going to shoot the Terran.
Give us a roll.
Second. That did not. That was a 17. Here you go.
Did it land on the floor?
No, it did not.
Sloppy dice.
Roll what? D8?
I don't know. What do you got for damage?
I have 3.
D8.
Roll 3, and it's a D8. 4. Can I shoot him more than once?
Yeah, go ahead and roll twice. Go 4 damage.
7.
All right.
I say in a bloodthirsty manner.
All right. The Terran starts going into a battle rage. He's like, "Argh!" And Black Barney, you're right there. You get first attack, though.
Do Terrans even do battle rage?
First of all, just so you know that the band has just switched into Britney Spears' Toxic. The music is going loud. They're up to it.
Give us some rolls there, Black Barney. Give us.
Hey, wait a minute.
18.
I didn't go yet.
18.
Yeah, Killer Kane didn't go.
Kane, roll for damage.
Yo.
Roll
Kane,
for damage,
sorry.
Killer Kane.
Sorry.
Time.
Go ahead.
You skipped over me, you bastard.
Well, then you better roll your damn dice, shouldn't you, lad?
Fine then.
I didn't call him. No, I did not.
I rolled a 14.
We'll roll for damage.
Well, fine then. God damn it.
You know what this is, Dan?
Bender.
6.
Actually, you know what? Brian wasn't here last week, so he can't be jealous that no one got to kill except for Black Barney. So.
6.
All right, you shoot him in the back again. Black Barney, now you may roll your things. So Kane's like, pew, 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 pew.
Rolling.
Die, you. Die.
11.
Die. Die.
Hit 11. 11.
It's a hit. Give us a roll for damage.
8.
All right. And actually, to answer your question there, Cisca, my enemies can do whatever the fuck they want. I'm the game. Well, I'm the unofficial game master. So okay, you drop him. He finally the Terran gives out. He drops on the floor. All right. So everyone's been eliminated or neutralized. Kelsler is on the ground. He's still breathing. What we'd like to do here, people.
I ignore that, and I go to the princess, and I say, Princess, what brings you to Luna?
Obviously, not you today with the way you've been. I say we secure these ruffians, and we'll talk later.
Barney goes up to the arbitrator, puts his hand around his neck, and says, we have some things to ask you. He begins to squeeze.
He spits on you. He's like, I'll never talk.
Wilma's going to go for backup for Barney.
That man is not a Martian subject.
Barney holds out his mono knife and extends it the full 12 inches and says, I think you have something to tell me.
I think you can kiss my ass.
Stand up.
Barney
Get a little
starts
dust
to
off
do.
your-
Barney does the Saving Private Ryan moment very slowly.
Okay. So you kill him. He's like, fuck yeah.
Slow.
And as he slowly dies, his face loses form and turns into a featureless face.
Featureless. Do I recognize it at all in any way?
Nope. Nothing you've ever seen before.
I look to Buck and say, "Who is this? What is this?"
I do not know what that is. Wilma, what is this?
Am I able to like roll like a notice check or anything? Would Wilma have any idea what this might be?
You don't need to roll for it. You've never seen anything like this. This is definitely no Jenny like you've ever seen.
No, I have no idea. I honestly thought we were going against someone from Ram. Is this an imposter?
Black Barney, I think we should put this strange person into some sort of shackles and put them on board the ship so that we can get the answers out of him that we're looking for. We'll have our ways.
Or you're just going to leave him there on the floor.
Black Barney?
I think just shackle him, just in case. I've seen things die that aren't always dead.
All right. Since everyone's ignoring Kelsinger, he climbs up and he's like, and he goes up to Wilma and he's like, take this. And he hands you a piece of paper. And then as he slowly falls to his knees to the floor, his face changes form and goes featureless. And he dies.
Okay. So can I open the note and read it?
Yep, it's a set of coordinates to a location on Earth.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna she's gonna slip that in like one of her like belt pockets if she has like a little satchel thing.
All right. And is that it for everybody?
I would certainly ask Wilma what she has and what it said.
All right.
We can talk about that when we get back on the ship.
All right, Killer Kane and Princess Adarla. You happen to notice that there is a briefcase sitting in the middle of the room that no one's paying attention to. And it looks very valuable.
Nonchalant, walk over, grab.
Ardala, same. So you two go and your hands meet on top of the briefcase.
How romantic.
And then all of a sudden you notice you hear this ticking sound coming from the briefcase.
Ooh, how not romantic.
Drop, run.
Same deal.
I'm gonna take cover behind.
Ardala, you're the only person who can actually deal with this because your character has the skills to deal with bombs and shit like that.
Oh, okay. Then that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So you carefully pop the briefcase open. Give me a actually I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Pop the briefcase open and there's a very, very interesting looking bomb. And there's a countdown meter going. 15 seconds. Start rolling dice.
Quickly.
Wait, which dice do we roll? 20?
2 percentile. Remember to roll low with your percentile.
97.
You're fucked.
Ooh.
Did you roll high? Did you roll low?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, God damn it. All right.
Sorry,
the clock is ticking down and it's like at 50 at like 12 seconds you're like click and the bomb and the device like shuts off. And now the spaceman, Kane, you're looking, the spaceman's on the floor. You notice the visor's cracked so you can sort of see inside.
Look inside, take a peek.
There is a featureless face inside.
Another one?
Yep.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
And that's when the Lunarian security force comes in with the first mate. And he's like, Skipper, I knew you were in here. Anytime there's trouble, you are usually at the height of it. This was a glorious battle. Look at all the dead. You are a hero. And the Lunarians are like, we have questions for you. And that is where we will stop today. Because Dan has to
just
go
wrap my presents out
exactly.
onto the couch.
Dan was running out of time. And actually, this is a good place to end because we're going to start doing Cliffhanger. Buck Rogers starting next session. So this is our Cliffhanger.
All right.
Tune in next time.
You guys were great. This was really fun to listen to.
Now,
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Really kind of exciting, interactive fun that plays like a radio show.
So for viewers, I do apologize for the cussing. We will move this down to a rated G Black Hole Disney version for the next time around. So, yeah, well, no one said I couldn't swear, and then once I started, it's hard to. I was a sailor. It's hard to stop.
I've never heard that kind of talk before.
You know what they say, semen or semen.
That is what they say.
Come on.
Why?
Why
are you
Why?
doing this?
Why?
Why?
You do it to yourself.
How
You know, it's not
judging
my
me?
fault if 100 sailors go out and 50 couples come back.
So I do want to thank Dan very much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you, Jay. It was fun.
To have you on the show.
A lot of fun.
And you're always welcome to come back and game with us. I don't care if I have to create a character for you. You can play the first mate. I don't care.
I love playing immoral people. It's just so much more fun.
Well, it'd be funny. Like, what we ought to do sometime is put all the feature characters in jail, and then actually roll up people in the 25th century when they're kind of acclimated into the world.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Great job, everyone. It was really fun. Really fun, everyone. Except for Buck, they're admiring someone's heels for a little longer than I would be comfortable with. But other than that, it was really a lot of fun.
I have to admit, this was very interesting. Buck Rogers. I don't think I've ever seen somebody make out during a firefight.
Yeah. Well,
Tim, you're one of a kind, brother.
Sooner or later, it had to happen, right, Cisca?
You know the irony is
Amazing thing is not even the infantryman did that.
every time Tim described what he was doing, I'm like, dude, what do you have? Like a whole bunch of the Buck Roger covers, like sitting in front of you. Buck Roger held her this way. Buck Roger swooned her this way. So I was waiting for him to make up like a freaking stuffed animal and be like, I hold her like this. And actually, you know what?
You know what?
Use
That's what
monkey
you
ass.
should do.
I
You
hold her
should
like
send
this.
him a stuffing to use.
We will escape someday.
He's actually got Gil Gerard in the room.
No.
I think Mike wants to talk.
Oh no! Just to say, we can go ahead and wrap up the broadcast part of the show. Thank our audience and do all that good stuff, and I'll keep the studio open for a while so that we can so that we can continue the very interesting private discussion there. All right. Hey, would like to thank everyone for tuning in today. Be sure to get your copy of the Gamesmaster, Almost Famous in the Geek 80s. That's Flint's book. It is currently available in a hardcover at most major booksellers like Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It is also available in ebook format now in the Kindle store. We have some apologies on some of the early snafus on the release date for that. If you did have your order canceled by Amazon for that one, please know that it is available again and it is ready for you to purchase right now.
And it's a great read. If you have not read it, there's an amazing insight in the back rooms of creative times in the 80s.
Yeah, it is. It's an outstanding read. I actually just finished the Audible version the other day too, and that was great. Excellent narration on that one too. And autographed copies are still available through Rare Bird Publishing. That's in our show links. And be sure and give us a like and a subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you've got an idea for something you'd like to see on the show, whether it's a virtual tabletop idea or one of our more kind of a podcast format shows, just let us know what that is. And once again, thanks for watching us on Conda Couch.
Well, also too, yeah. I mean, if you got Kickstarter, you have some, cool idea you want to pitch or graphic thing, bring it over.
Yep, absolutely.
Jam one of these.